every Tuesday, I saw him on the old park bench. It wasn't my bench exactly, but it felt like it. A quiet spot, hidden by ancient oaks and fragrant honeysuckle. That bench was where I unwound after school. I'd watch leaves drift down from the maples, just sit and dream. My thoughts were as free as the birds overhead. It had chipped green paint, soft from years of use. A tiny faded heart was carved into the armrest. That always made me smile. The bench felt like a secret keeper. Then, one Tuesday, Alex was there first. He wore an old baseball cap, pulled low. He was sketching intently in a worn notebook. His blue backpack sat beside him like a loyal pet. My stomach did that frantic flip-flop thing. I felt like an intruder walking into a private moment. My first instinct was to just turn and leave. But the bench felt like a magnet, pulling me closer. It was too perfect a day to be it. I took a deep breath and sat down carefully at the opposite end. We sat there, inches apart, for maybe 20 minutes. The air was thick with damp earth and late autumn roses. Not a single word passed between us. I heard the soft, rhythmic scratch of his pencil. It quickly became comforting, like the rustle of leaves or the distant chirping of sparrows. He never looked up. I never looked directly at him. My gaze was on the golden sunlight through the trees. I stole quick glances at his profile from the corner of my eye. This became our strange, silent ritual. Every Tuesday, sometimes Thursday, we shared that bench. We were silent benchmates. Each time I wondered what he was drawing. The oak tree, the ducks on the pond, or maybe, just maybe, his own quiet dreams. I wanted to ask him. Every time the words formed in my throat, but they got stuck, swallowed by nerves and shyness. One stormy afternoon, the sky turned a bruised purple. Big, heavy drops of rain splattered on the bench. I saw Alex dash for cover under a huge oak. Then I noticed it, his sketchbook. It lay open on the bench, getting soaked. My heart lurched, a sudden jolt of panic. Without thinking, I snatched it up, cradling it. "Alex!" I yelled, running towards the big tree. The rain already plastered my hair to my face. He turned, startled. His eyes were wide with surprise under the dripping oak branches. He looked caught off guard, a little vulnerable. "You left this," I panted, holding out the damp sketchbook. Its canvas cover was already dark in spots, but the pages inside seemed mostly dry. He took it, his fingers brushing mine. A tiny spark, like static electricity, shot through me. My skin tingled where we touched. A slow, warm smile spread across his face. "Thanks, Maya," he said, his voice soft. He knew my name. A blush crept up my neck. We talked for a long time under the big tree, the rain now a gentle drizzle. We shared stories about our classes, our professors, and silly things we'd seen in the park. He confessed the bench was his favorite spot too. "It feels like a secret," he said, "like no one else really knows about it." From that day on, the bench was more than just unspoken dreams. It became a place for shared stories, comfortable silences, and soft laughter. One unusually warm afternoon, we shared a bag of extra salty potato chips on the bench. The sun dipped low, painting the sky orange and pink. "You know," I said, crunching a chip too loudly, "I always made wishes on this bench before you sat here." Alex turned his body towards me, his gaze soft and patient. "Oh yeah," he asked, low and curious. "What kind of wishes did you make, Maya?" My heart hammered against my ribs, a wild drumbeat. This was it. The moment I had been wishing for, right here on the bench. I took a shaky breath. "Well," I started, quieter than I intended. "I always wished that you would finally talk to me." A small, soft silence stretched between us, thick with unspoken feelings. It felt heavy, like a cloud, but it also sparkled with possibility, like sunshine after rain. Then Alex let out a quiet laugh, a sound of pure relief and happiness. "Funny," he whispered, leaning closer. I wished the exact same thing. He reached for his sketchbook, flipping it open to a familiar page. There it was, a perfect drawing of the worn-out bench, and me, sitting quietly on it, lost in thought. He'd been observing me, sketching my quiet presence on our bench, My secret dreams were his quiet observations all along, even before we spoke. We leaned closer, our shoulders finally touching. The old bench felt utterly new, a canvas for all the stories we still had to tell. Our unspoken dreams finally had a voice. They were whispered between us on that very spot under the fading light of a perfect evening. After the bench that held our quiet dreams, what would you do first in that situation? Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment with your ideas for the next video.